MOM Radio and Pipe Bomb Radio present Not Your Mama's Radio Show with your hosts, former WWE superstars Oscar, Sir Mo, and Dreami Mimi.
Welcome, everybody, to Not Your Mama's Radio Show. Here is your host, Oscar.
Hey, man, what's happening?
Not much, man. Just staying busy as always. Ready for the show. We got some great guests lined up this week. How's your week been going?
My week has been restful, to say the least.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All right, so what are you up to now towards your 100-pound goal?
I'm at 72 pounds, and I go for my next weigh-in on Monday to know if I've actually hit my next goal, which would have been to lose 20. I lost 18 in this challenge that I'm doing, so I've got 2 more pounds to kill. And as far as that goes, I'll start the challenge in June, and I'll be even closer because that means I've got 28 pounds left to go. Otherwise, yeah, definitely ready to go. Been going strong. Okay. Have ups and downs, but it's definitely been an experience.
Now, did you watch Letterman's Swan Song last night?
I sure did not. I didn't care for it. Never been a fan. I just happened to watch the infamous Andy Kaufman, Jerry Lawler incident. That's something I made sure to watch. But otherwise, I never cared for late night. I didn't care for when Jay Leno took over. Didn't care when the other dude took over after him. It's not my thing. It's not my shtick, not my spiel, if you will, not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I didn't watch him regularly, but I can say I was pretty much a Letterman fan. I mean, I thought he was pretty funny. I didn't watch him religiously, every night, but I caught the bulk of it last night. Because I was kind of curious to see, who was going to come on and pay their respects for his last show. Excitingly, though, I am a Stephen Colbert fan. I watched the Colbert Report right after the Daily Show with Jon Stewart a lot. Not most of the time, but half the time. I would say I would catch episodes, and I thought he was quite clever, quite funny. So I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to do with it.
I did want to let you know too that one of our 2 guests is actually calling in now. We've got because we've continued on with the Independent Wrestling Month, and he is definitely been one of the trainers of some of the biggest names in wrestling. Not to mention the company that he works with, that he owns, that he took over from Larry Sharp, the Monster Factory. It's a reputable company, let me tell you. But,
the Monster Factory. The Monster Factory is one of the premier places to go. So without making him wait, let's bring him on. I got questions to ask. Danny Cage.
Well, how you doing, guys?
What's happening, Danny?
I'm just chilling out right now. I actually have to take this call into I took it into my vehicle because 8 o'clock around my household is kids' bedtime, and if they hear me on the phone, they want to eavesdrop, so I got to go down and got to go outside and get in my vehicle for this call.
Well, we ain't gonna have you say nothing too offensive We try to keep it PG around here, but I appreciate that. Before I get into anything else, my first thing is, where the hell is Larry Sharp? Where's Larry Sharp?
Larry Sharp is retired. He's loving life. He retired a couple of years ago. He stayed around just to do the crossover with me, and then he went and moved to Florida. And I think he's back in Jersey right now. I haven't talked to him in a little bit, but we talk every once in a while. But he did me a solid and stayed on for a couple of years and helped do the smooth transition and kind of explained all the different people that I was taking over.
Okay. Now, the Monster Factory is located where?
It's in Paulsboro, New Jersey. It's bounced around. The original Monster Factory was in Mount Holly, New Jersey, in an airport hangar. And that's all that it was an empty airport hangar with a wrestling ring. And where we're at now is in Paulsboro, New Jersey, and this is going to be our permanent home for a long time. The only way we'll get another home is if we wind up franchising, which is we're actually in the talks of doing right now.
Okay. Now, how far are you from the shore, Seaside Heights area?
Atlantic City is about 30 minutes from us. We're about 20 minutes from Philadelphia, 40 minutes from Delaware. Roughly about 2 hours from New York, maybe 2.5 hours from New York. So we get people commuting from everywhere. We get students that drive in from Virginia, Maryland, New York, Pennsylvania, Delaware, you name it.
Not the reason why I'm asking. I'm doing an appearance in Seaside Heights on June 12th. So. If you guys wasn't that, pardon me?
Come on by, man. I would love to see you.
That's what I was trying to get at. If you guys are in session on Saturday, the next day, the 13th, I might could work out, coming to see you, because I'm going to be out that way.
That is actually the day of, I believe, the Ring of Honor seminar. They do two-day camps. I usually stop by for that because a bunch of our students do it, but I'll definitely, the Ring of Honor camp is not far from us, so I can always just, come on by and we'll hang out. You just let me know the time and we'll do it.
All right, I'm part of a huge charity event in Seaside Heights at a place called Beachcomber Bar and Grill. I think that's so it's going to be me, Jake the Snake, Sonny, Tatanka, Mick Foley, a whole bunch of us. We're going to be out there at Seaside Heights.
You should bring Tatanka by. You should bring Chris by. He's he's a Monster Factory guy. He came to us in the I think it was the mid-'80s.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely mentioned it to him. We probably will, drive by and check y'all out since we so close. Since the Monster Factory is so legendary, I've never been, but, I know all about it. Yeah.
I just want to let you know our second guest of the night is in here with us. So you've got two of the greatest minds in wrestling going right now, Danny Cage and, of course, the one and only Mr. Luke Hawks.
All right, Danny, we got Luke Hawks joining in the discussion.
Yo.
Luke, what's happening, man?
What's up, dog? What y'all doing?
Man, we just chilling. Danny's out in Jersey running the Monster Factory. I'm in Indiana running my household, so it's time for me to leave out again. What's going on with you?
I just pulled up to Wildcat, man. Have a little meeting with the guys. I actually got to skip out on some training tonight, so I headed up to Shreveport in a little while to film season 2 of Salem, the TV show Salem. So I'm getting ready to go do that.
Oh, are you actually you're a regular on that show about the witches?
No, I'm not a regular. It's my first time working on it. I got a little small role, a little stunt acting role, and then I'm headed to Shreveport Saturday. I got the big fitness expo out there by Big J. I'm going out there with CT Fletcher and Team Isotoy to hit up that and rep our brand out there. And then off to Booker T Sunday for ROW, Reality Wrestling, just nonstop,
Yeah, no, I said, believe me, I know how that life can go. All right, the reason why I'm rounding everybody up, rounding these good minds up, you guys just stick with me as long as you can, because here on my show, Not Your Mama's Radio Show, this is Independent Wrestling Month, and we got a lot of indie guys listening in, and we got a lot of fans listening in. This is the month of May is when we dedicate to talking to the indie guys, and I know that, Danny, you're going to be all over this, running the Monster Factory, about what it takes to be a good wrestler, what it takes to break into the business, and what it takes to be successful. So, Danny, for you first, at the Monster Factory, what is the criteria to be trained there, and what does it take to get in, money-wise and talent-wise, and what do you look for?
All right. Well, money-wise, that's the least of the worries. It's just getting through the tryout, which is not hard at all. The tryout is basically just a basic back bump, front bump, running the ropes, and listen. If you can follow directions. It's just to basically see if you're coordinated enough, see if you can follow directions, if you're coachable, and then I usually have a sit down with everybody to find out, okay, how old are you? Are you married? This, and this. If past that, it's $500 down, and then it's $3,500 total, and it's a lifetime membership. We've had people training with us off and on for some 8 to 10 years. We got people popping in all the time that have been around for a while, a couple of years, 3 years. We have guys that have been here 3 or 4 years. You always got use of the weight room. We have 2 wrestling, 2 18-foot rings. But the most important thing we look for, because we just lost another student last night, they wind up walking out. It's because people can't stand, this actually being treated like a business and as a something serious. A lot of people think it's just, I show up and you fulfill my fantasy. You make me this pro wrestler I saw on TV. There shouldn't be any hard work with it, and I'm paying you, so entertain me and make me happy. And they don't understand, this is harder work than becoming a surgeon or a doctor or anything for that matter. There's a lot more doctors in the world than there are pro wrestlers hired by TNA, WWE, Ring of Honor, New Japan. There's only 3 or 4 companies where you can go now and actually make a living. So it's tough out there, and it's a tough business, and people don't like when you make them actually work. They like to show up one day a week and think everything's good and, you should catch me up on what I missed. But instead they're holding up the class. And a lot goes into it more, and I'm sure Luke will chime in on this later, but a lot more goes into it than just in the ring or lifting the weights. It's actually setting up the ring, helping with production, folding the chairs, flyering, helping promote, being a good student, being a good person in general, and representing the company you're working for. And that's what we try to put forward at the Monster Factory. And, we usually get those people, they can't cut it, and they walk away, and it's everybody's fault but themselves. So all I ask for is if you come to us and trust the trainers, there's me, the Blue Meanie, Bill Wiles, who was in ECW, QT Marshall is in Ring of Honor, and Luis Martinez. And if you trust us and do what you're supposed to do, we can't guarantee that you're going to sign a contract with WWE or somebody else, but you're going to leave here a better person and a better wrestler. That's all I ask is just listen and the old saying, man, keep your mouth shut, ears open.
All right, so Luke, chime in. What, in your opinion, does it take to get on that level, to do the things you're doing, to be a part of Global Force now that you're doing? You've been in TNA, you're doing Salem. What kind of commitment does it take?
It's like Danny said, man. It's tough. It's because these guys, there are a lot of prima donnas. They want you to make them superstars. Like he said, they don't want to put in the work. My training regiment's similar but a little different. I charge $3,800. It's $500 down and then $250 a month until the payments. And again, it's like Danny's. It's for life. Once you finish paying, you can train here for life at no extra cost. But my first thing I do is conditioning. Guys got to come in. I got to make sure they're conditioning. Well, I sit down and talk to them first. I tell them straight up. If you're a quitter, don't waste my time, your money, or your time. I'm not interested in your money. I'm going to have money coming in. I make good money, this and that. Like, I'd rather have guys who want to be here than guys who are going to pay me $500 and walk out a month or two from now or that week. Because it just wastes everybody's time. Everybody needs money. We need to make money to survive. But, I got guys here that are killing themselves literally for spots, and guys who are, willing to drive across country for spots. And so I want people who want to be here. So my first thing is making sure guys are in shape. I put them in conditioning. Once I figure out if they're conditioned enough, I move them to the ring. Then we start with the bumps and stuff like that and so on. And then, but again, I just had to get rid of a guy like Danny said. I had to get rid of a guy because, guys want to come in, and if they don't go, you're talking to me mean, you're saying, I'm a very foul-mouthed guy. I like to think I'm a nice guy outside of the business, but I'm very straightforward. I pull no punches when I talk to a guy, so I'm not going to pull a guy to the side and be like, hey, excuse me, can I talk to you? Can you please get off your cell phone for a second so I can, what I'm saying? Like, this is my school. So I'm not going to say, you're doing this really wrong. Let me fix it. If I tell you how to do something and I show you how to do something and you do it wrong for the 10th time and, you've been at practice for 3 weeks, I'm going to yell, hey, you're effing doing it wrong. You're effing up. So, some guys don't like that. Well, you can't talk to me like that. You're being mean. Well, get out. You know what I'm saying? Leave. I ain't got time for that BS. So,
it's just like, see, people got to understand wrestling training is tantamount to being in the military. I mean, you go in there and they get harsh. You go cry, tuck your tail, and run home. I mean, this is a hardcore, serious business. You could get hurt or hurt somebody.
That's not what they think. They think it's fake, and they think it's glitz and glam. These assholes come in, and they think they can. They think they're going to throw their hands down, and pyro's going to come out the damn turnbuckles. So when he walks through the door. So it's a head scratcher, man. It gives you headaches, but I love it at the end of the day. I love doing what I do, and I love helping guys succeed. I love the guys who do put in the work. Guys like Buku Dow, who was one of my top students. This dude drives. He's been here almost 4 years since we opened. He was a part of my second class. He's been driving 2 hours a practice home and 2 hours to practice, 2 hours back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
puts in the gym, works for his sister's company. The dude puts in work. People don't understand how much dedication it takes. This dude would do anything it takes because he loves wrestling. Most people say they love it until they got to put the work in.
Exactly.
That's the kind of commitment. Yeah, there you go. All right, so Danny, describe this. The feeling you get when the payoff comes, even if it's one time, that one time when you put the work in and now you involved in a situation, you on a high-level show, it's hundreds, if not thousands of people in the audience. At the end of the rainbow, what does that feel like?
Well, are you talking from a promoter standpoint, a wrestler standpoint?
Both.
Well, I think, like, right now I'm in coach mode because I never got to wrestle in front of thousands of people. I got on TV, like, for news specials, for the Monster Factory, stuff like that, but I never got to wrestle in front of 1,000 people. Most I wrestled in front of were 800 people, and that was my first match ever in 1998. I was just there to, Larry said, come on by and, you're only a couple months in training. I think I had a month in. And he said, come on by and meet the headbangers. They're coming in with Jim Cornette. And I didn't have any gear yet. Like I said, I've been in only a month. And one of the trainers threw me his stuff, and he said, get dressed. You're going to wrestle first match. And I said, absolutely. I got dressed and went out there and had a 5-minute match. And when I opened that door, goddamn, if I didn't think I was a goddamn rock star, my hands went up and I didn't know what I was doing. I got in that ring, and I'm not going to lie, it flowed exactly how I thought it was going to. Nothing really went wrong. It wasn't an absolute disaster. And then my second match, I wrestled in front of 12 people, and I was like, oh, my God, this is nothing like it was 2 weeks ago. This is not the business for me. This is horrible. But, you keep going on with it. But, I mean, there's an orgasmic feeling when those people all look at you and start going nuts. And what I was going to say, now I'm in coaching mode, is when I got that call that one of our students got signed to a WWE contract, one of my first students that I've ever personally trained, that was more incredible than my first match ever, because that was me fulfilling someone else's dream, which is better than fulfilling your own dream ever. So when I got to get that phone call from Steve Cutler, who's now in NXT, and he tells me, Dan, I got the contract, and I gave him the old, don't celebrate yet. The ink ain't dry. You got to pass the physical. You got to do this, and they can still fire you before you even get there. So, don't celebrate yet. But he's been there a little over a year and a half now, and that right there is probably the greatest feeling ever, is the knowing that you helped someone else live their dream.
Luke, same question. End of the rainbow. You're into the big show. The payoff has finally come. What does it feel like? Is it orgasmic? Is it orgasmic?
Well, it feels great. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in a similar situation, like I said, with Danny, because I'm in coach mode, but I'm also in full-time wrestler mode. I mean, it's what I do for a living, so I'm traveling and I'm hitting the scenes. So like for instance, right now, if I wanted to, I couldn't sign a WWE contract because I got so much other stuff going on. Unless they threw out a big money, like I couldn't go to NXT for like the average contract a guy's throwing out. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't close down my school, give up my movie gigs, move away from my two kids. So like a thing like GFW, when Global called me, of course I was ecstatic because it's something that can fit around my schedule. It's getting a lot of buzz. It's something where I can have my Wildcat guys brought in on, and my Wildcat guys they're working a lot with WWE. They're doing things so. Whenever I can provide that opportunity for them, man, I get just as emotional. I ain't gonna lie, I cried. Like when Buku Dow, because Buku Dow got signed and actually got released the week before he was going out. I cried when he got signed. I cried when he got released because I know how hard he works, and it hits home because I was there. I was sleeping in my car. I was driving across country. I was doing all these things to make it. Only thing I didn't do when I first started was hit the gym. It took me a long time to get to that goal, to where I knew I had to hit the gym. So it's just as emotional for me, especially to see somebody you love and care about. Because, my students, I love them, man. They like my kids. I tell them I might not be that much older than y'all. I might be 10 years older or 8 years older, in some cases 15 years older. But I still love them, like they're my own kids. Because I get these guys that come in, and I've had guys I had to show it how to put deodorant on. 20-some-year-old kid, I said, man, damn, you stink. You put deodorant on? Yeah, I put it on before I showered. And I'm like, what? That's not how you put, what I'm saying? So it's like, that's not how you put deodorant on, bro. You take a shower first, then you put deodorant on. I'm like, and you want to go, were you really taught like that? But people are dumb, bro. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah, exactly, man. So you got to, so I got that big brother, father, coach, friend mode as well. So it's good, man. I'm in a happy place in my life right now. I'm happy to be busy, and I'm hotter than I ever been, which is cool because I get to do both. And my son's about to be 17 this year, so he's on his way up too. He's doing amateur wrestling, and then he's gonna go pro after. So man, I'm loving life, bro. No complaints. I'm happy. I'm happy to see the Wildcat shows be successful and see my guys, go out there and tear it up and get to see them on other shows. So when I see these guys smile and I get those genuine thank yous for the people who say, hey, thank you for helping me, I love it. There ain't no better feeling in the world.
Absolutely.
Hey, guys, I just want to let you know that we've got Sir Mo joining the conversation. Sir Mo, you're on the air now.
All right. We were talking about this just last week, Danny and Luke, and Mo was with us. We were talking about character last week. Now, Danny, at the Monster Factory, I know you extensively teach them all the in-ring stuff, but what kind of classes or what do you teach in terms of people finding their character? Because character is not as important, more important than, knowing how to, do things in the ring. Finding that Undertaker or that John Cena or that whatever it is in you. What do you guys do to teach people that?
Well, it varies. What we always have our kids do is right when anyone comes in, I always tell them to get a couple script writing books because most of those have great sections on character development. It walks you through the lesson plan of basically you should know everything about your character, because randomly I sometimes grab a couple guys. Like we had this one of our buddies. He's not one of my buddies. He's one of my students. He's Mike Spanos, and I said to him like last year. I said, "All right, amazing Mike Spanos. What kind of car do you drive?" And he's like, "Well, my car just got in an accident." And I go, No, your character. What are you driving? And he couldn't really answer me. And I said, what kind of apartment do you have? Or do you live with your parents? He goes, "Well, I live with my parents." I go, "No, you idiot. I'm talking about you, your character. You got to know where you live, what kind of underwear you would wear, what your favorite movie would be, what do you eat, everything, top to bottom. You should be able to know that. Just like in the movies, you have to delve into that character. If you're going to be a character on TV, it's basically, pro wrestling is improv with drop kicks and arm drags. And it's as simple as that. You got to know your character from soups to nuts, what they would do in any kind of situation. If you were about to cross an old lady across the street, what would your character do? Would he help her across? Would he trip her? Would he give her an elbow? Would he pickpocket her? What would happen? So we'll do that. Then we'll actually divide up classes a lot of times, and we'll take half the class into our weight room, and we'll cut promos, and I'll just trip them up and give them a weird topic, or basically just give them, they're usually heel. Now you're babyface. 30 seconds, go. And, we'll just coach them through it after they're done. Okay, you could have worked on this. And then they'll go, okay, and they're ready to sit down and go, nope, do it again. That works out. Plus we also tell them to actually study movies and characters in movies, Who's your favorite character in a movie and why? And why would anybody be interested in you if you're nothing like that person or not as appealing? And plus, you got to find, someone's attitude. You always hear this. Find their attitude. Find who they are. Put it on 11. Sometimes that doesn't work for some people. Others, you can tweak it. Like we have one guy we put under a mask and we called him War. It was a character that I developed. And he's doing better now than he did before. But he never served in the military, never did anything like that. But something about when he gets under that mask, he turns into the character. So there's just some of the different things we do. But we tell them always that learning doesn't stop after you leave. You got to watch promos, and you should be practicing promos. We got people that drive 2 hours a day to come to training. With 3 of them in a car, they should be cutting promos with each other and going back and forth with it. And everybody has a smartphone nowadays. You can record that and watch yourself over and over again cutting promos. For people not to have 10 or 15 promos in their back pocket, there's absolutely no excuse for it, especially in the world we live today. It's frustrating as hell. That's about it, man. I'm about to go on another rant. I don't want to eat up Luke's time.
That's quite all right. Luke, same question. Character. What do you teach the boys?
Well, we at first I had some acting coaches come in and work with the guys, but as far as individual characters, of course some guys come in with ideas, and sometimes we gotta go, that's out the window. That don't fit you at all. And but I really kind of go off somebody's natural character. Or if I see a guy like, oh, you're a pretty boy, or this guy's into, he's kind of dark and kind of Charles Manson-ish, so we're going to go with a serial killer type character. I try and relate to as much as possible, relate to them in real life as much as possible, without being them. Of course, we want them to tone it down or tone it up. Depends on what their character is, But I think if you can keep it as much as real as possible, it's better, because then they're going to have a better time adjusting. Now, I've got guys who have no character whatsoever, and we've had trouble getting them over, and we've tried different things, and it's just they just struggle. So you hit that wall where it's man, you don't know. And even as a coach, it's frustrating because you want this kid to get over and you want this kid to do well, and he's trying hard and you're trying hard, but just something's not there. That's where it gets frustrating at. But a lot of things Danny said again, Danny's a smart guy and he comes across really well. He teaches really well. A lot of things Danny said hit the nail on the head. So we do similar things, but like I said, I just try and keep it as much as close to them in real life as possible.
Oh, okay. close to real life, the less they got to try to act and try to be something they're not. Because, fans pretty much see to that. Me, myself, I was a hip-hop head, hip-hop character from Brooklyn. So during my heyday, that's what I was on television. That's what I was, in Men on a Mission. So it was easy for me to just be me, and people could, kind of relate to that. So, yeah, that's always a good approach. But then again, you got to take somebody and they got all the in-ring skill in the world, and you got to transform some people. So, each case is different. Now, go ahead.
I was gonna say, man, I gotta tell you, man, I appreciate y'all calling me out too on this, because I got excited, man, when I read those messages, seeing y'all hit me up. So thanks for having me on the show.
Oh no, man, not a problem. I mean, hey, you guys are truly the next generation, and Danny, I appreciate you doing your part to keep the legacy of wrestling going, training a new generation of up and coming cats. I think it's a beautiful thing. Sir Mo, we got Danny Cage and Luke Hawks on. You got something you want to ask them?
No, man, I'm just, I apologize, guys, for being late. This hot weather, and I got out of dialysis a little late this afternoon, and just Felix keeps me on my toes by sending me these messages and waking me up. So, but and I appreciate that, man. Like I said again, I apologize for being late.
All right.
When it comes to the business and character development and the guys that you have on the air, I'm just sitting back listening, and if the business would be so much better. The business would be so much better if we had guys like these two that you have on the air, all over the country, man, instead of these guys that get out here and, take $50 and tell somebody they're going to train them or whatever. To me, that is the biggest travesty, in our business, man. And not only are the guys not learning how to learning the techniques and learning how to work, properly, but they're getting absolutely no, not just character development, but a big part of all of that is etiquette. You need to know proper etiquette as well in this business, because you could be the greatest character in the world and walk in the dressing room and not have the proper etiquette and find your ass fired the next day, over something stupid. You know what I mean? You spend all that time training and developing a character, and you finally get a shot to get a chance to show what you're made of, and you blow the shot just by walking in the dressing room and not showing proper etiquette, not showing the right respect,
If you don't mind me interrupting, we always talk about how pro wrestling, people think pro wrestling, that it could be, this is nothing like the NBA or the NFL. If you can run a football in the NFL, you'll get a job. If you can shoot a basketball in the NBA, you'll get a job. But if you're a prick in the locker room in either one of those, you'll still get a job. Barry Bonds had a job for a very long time. But in the world of pro wrestling, if you piss people off that you shouldn't be pissing off, you ain't going to have a job long. Anywhere.
That's right.
Yep.
So that's part of the problem with the quote-unquote professional wrestling. It's not the NBA. It's not the NFL. It's a sport where you can buy a damn ring, and all of a sudden you're a professional wrestler. And you can run shows. You know what I'm saying? You can't go run a professional football game or a professional baseball team or any of that stuff. You can get online, you can buy a ring, states with no commission or anything. I mean, commissions are a pain in the ass, but states with no commission, you could just run a show, and you could book your friends and say, hey, we're having pro wrestling. And then, You know, and if somebody like comes training from Wildcat or Monster Factory, you know, and they don't like it, they can go, oh, well, I can go work for this guy in Indiana and go be a wrestler over there. Why do I need to come pay for this training with y'all? This guy's gonna let me wrestle for free over here.
Yeah. Right. I can. All I have to do is give $5 a week and give a ride to somebody, and I can go play on their wrestling mat, and they'll put me on their show, and I can wrestle in a pair of cut-off jeans and a T-shirt, and I'm a pro wrestler now.
Yeah, and I can tell everybody I'm a pro wrestler and post it on social media.
Yeah. Yep.
That's true.
Now,
that's true.
Oh man, that is too funny, but that is really, really true. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Mo, go ahead.
It is very true. I mean, just this week, I've seen, I want to say, at least 3 different wrestling rings for sale. You know.
Good.
You know, people. Yeah, I mean, it used to be back in the day, you wouldn't even know how to find a wrestling ring. Now, man, every time you turn around, somebody's got one for sale.
Yeah, but if it's for sale, that means that they couldn't run the business and they're closing down. So good.
Yeah, of course, exactly. Yeah, that's the point he's making. I mean, you couldn't find a ring because everything was prevalent and everybody was, it was flourishing. But now people don't know what they're doing, and everybody closing down, and they close down and got to sell all their stuff. I mean, the territory and a hotbed of what they thought it was going to be or what it used to be, so it's a tragedy. All right, so, Danny, my question, I'm going to let you guys go in a few minutes. What do you think of the WWE main roster product today, Raw, SmackDown, criticisms, critiques, or do you think it's the bomb?
I mean, it is what it is. It's an advertisement for the next pay-per-view. I mean,
exactly.
It is what it is. The thing is, they want you to be taught to be master chefs, which most of them, if not all of them, are. But on TV, they want you to cook the fast food, and that's what they're pretty much doing. The house shows or live events, quote-unquote, that they call them, they wrestle completely different. The pay-per-views, they wrestle completely different. But the Raw and the SmackDown is a product that's designed to sell the next pay-per-view, next product, the next app, the next this, the next that. I grew up watching primetime wrestling and World Championship Wrestling, NWA World Championship Wrestling from TBS, Mid-South, Florida Championship Wrestling, stuff like that, where it was, you'd see 15, 20-minute matches at a time, and then the match would cut off at the end. You'd have to tune in next week to figure it out.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm more of a fan of, really good dramas, as opposed to what the product is right now is more of almost like a Jackie Chan movie with a lot of action, some good dialogue here and there, and some funny stuff, but it's just a lot of nonsense and action, nothing memorable. There's some memorable moments, don't get me wrong, but it's not the way it was in the mid-'90s, the early '90s. But it's a billion-dollar corporation right now, publicly traded. So what they have to do is they have to meet the quarterly numbers. And how do you do the quarterly numbers? Well, you got to get more subscribers. How do you get more subscribers? You plug the hellfire out of that pay-per-view coming up that everybody's going to subscribe to. That's the business that we live in. If people don't like the business, then don't get in the business of pro wrestling. But for right now, that's the product they have to get on TV right now. The hardcore wrestling fans are always going to be watching the product that's on TV. You can say you hate it all you want. You're still going to watch it. Why? You love pro wrestling. So you can say you hate it and all that. What they have to do is they have to get the new fans. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get that channel flicker who's seeing unbelievable stuff going on and will now latch on. Is it working? I don't know. I mean, the subscriber rate's going up, but I don't know how great the ratings are going. So I'd give it, it's not my primetime wrestling that I used to love as a kid with Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon, and, it's no Gordon Soley. It's none of that stuff. But it is what it is, man. It's the business of pro wrestling. I I can't complain about it because I'm not in their shoes, so I don't know what they're up against. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
All right, Luke, same question.
I'm a fan of products in general, so I'm glad to have, places work. Like, I might not agree with how TNA's run, but it's sad that they just got announced that, like, they're not going to have TV anymore because then again, that's less place to work for the boys, less money to make. So,
right.
And everybody complains about everything. So WWE could be putting out the best product in the world and people are still going to crap on it.
Yep.
So, I just say if there's guys there working hard, doing well, can they do some things better? Yes. Could they, fix some things? Yes. But, I mean, it's not going to be perfect by any means. It's never going to be what it was like when we were growing up. And I think that's a matter of getting older as well, because when I was a kid, the best analogy I can give you is when I was a kid, Chucky scared the hell out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If I watched Child's Play, that scared the hell out of me. If I watch Child's Play or a scary movie now, I think it's a joke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just that's probably the best analogy I can give on it because but I still enjoy the product. I enjoy the guys who go out there and work hard and the guys who get their characters over. You look at a guy like Kane, okay? Kane should have probably been done I don't know how many years ago, but he took everything they threw at him and he's knocked it out the park. Every character they gave him, he's knocked it out of the park. Take off your mask. Sure. Boom, home run. Take your corporate cane. Boom, home run. You know what I'm saying? Put the mask back on. Boom, home run. Like, guys like that, I love to watch because they do so good at their jobs. It's like, man, I enjoy watching this guy perfect his craft. And then there's guys out there that, of course, shouldn't be there, like David Otunga, which, we know what he is. You know what I'm saying? We know why he's there. But should he be in the ring on Raw? No. I mean, let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's out there and he can't hang with those guys. If he gets better, sure, give him a spot. But, until then, I want to see the T.J. Wilsons out there. I don't mind. I like the guys like Titus O'Neil who come in and they're entertaining. They do their job. So I'm a fan of the product in whole. Like I said, does it have its bad moments? Yeah, of course it does. But at the same time, I got one or two guys that aren't that good that are on my shows that I use for certain reasons. So Paulie Dangerously did with ECW. Look at 911. So I think there's spots for everybody. Yeah, that's not a dig at him, but 911 wasn't going out there and holding the main event with Sabu, Taz, Shane Douglas, Tommy Drew. He was out there to choke slam people through tables because that's what he did.
That's it.
Right.
He's a Monster Factory guy.
Is he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. There's a funny story that goes back to that because he actually wanted to put on a match and it probably let him do it and it was a disaster. But that's for another day.
Okay. All right. Superly shifting gears, and then I'm gonna let you guys run because I know y'all got things to do. I was recently at WrestleCon, and the first person I ran into was Sunny. And Sunny was excited because she was telling me and a couple of other people, and I guess I was one of the first people to get this news, that she was meeting with Vivid Entertainment to sign a porn contract. Does that hurt her legacy? Does it hurt the business? What do you guys think of these divas that go into porn? Former divas, current divas, whoever it is, does that help or hurt her? Danny, you can go first.
I mean, it's not going to hurt pro wrestling because, hell, OJ killed somebody, so did Ray Caruth, and football is still fucking doing awesome. I don't see that hurting pro wrestling. She's already doing the Skype deal. Put it this way. If it puts some jingle in her pocket and she's doing it legit, Vivid's a pretty big goddamn company, and porn stars, they make a lot of good money. So, more power to her. Get your hustle on it. It sure beats doing Skype and all that other stuff. If she's going to make money doing porn, I know a couple porn stars, and they're fantastic people. So I have no problem with it. Like I said, it beats doing Skype calls and stuff like that I saw pictures from, and that was rough. That was rough.
Okay, Lou.
What's porn? I'm Catholic. What's porn? Nah, I don't. I mean, dude, like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Who is is it really gonna draw? That's my question. I mean, she's already did the stuff with Missy Hyatt years ago on websites. They did all that stuff in the videos back then. So I mean, I'm surprised she's in the Hall of Fame. I mean, it's just like it's one of the things. Like, I don't think it really matters. I don't think anybody cares. I think her run with WWE is done. She's not going back up there for anything. She got a Hall of Fame ring. She's got to make a living somehow. She's gonna. I don't see her working a 9-to-5 job. So like, it doesn't affect me or anything I do, any business one way or another. I think, that's like saying someone that got the business and turned into a crackhead doesn't make wrestling look bad, or what does it do? Like, you can't babysit everybody. There's bad parents. There's bad there's bad teachers. There's bad people get out of. You look at these doctors or these judges. Judges are getting caught every day doing something wrong. The guy who wanted I forget his name, but Florida, he wanted all the welfare people to be drug tested. He got caught for cocaine.
Yeah, of course.
So but you know what I'm saying? Like these are people. They're regular people. So no matter how much fame you had or where you've been or what you've done, you're still a regular person. So, and you're gonna make regular people decisions. So I mean, like, if that's what she wants to do, it's her life, her body. Go ahead.
Well, okay. All right, and finally, this is a quick question. Hall of Fame predictions for next year. Danny, you got any? Who would you like to see go in? I ain't going to ask you who you think is going in, but who would you like to see?
I would love to see, wow, I was talking about this with somebody. I'd love to see Sean Waltman go in. He's a good friend of mine. I love that guy. I'd like to see him go in there. But, I mean, like, if you're talking old school, I mean, how come the Freebirds aren't in there?
Okay.
To see that, I'd love to see Terry in there. And
wait, the Freebirds aren't in there?
No, they're not.
Oh, really?
No.
So that's what I was a huge mark of. There's a couple. I'm a huge marks of like Bruiser Brody. He's not in there either. Stan Hansen. And the Freebirds, like, because I like Terry Gordy, because he was like that big dude who was just wanted to just smash people, and I was a big fan of their work. So, like, when you watch them wrestle, you thought like something was going down. So that's why I'd like to see the Freebirds in there, or Brody, or or Hansen. Hansen ain't in there, is he?
No.
No, he's not.
And he broke Bruno's neck. That's
Yeah.
So,
all right, Luke.
I got one guy. I mean, and this is because he's one of my favorite wrestlers, Rick Rude, man. I want Rick Rude in so bad.
Long overdue,
man. Long overdue. It was like Macho Man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish I could have got Macho while he was alive.
Right.
But Rude, I mean, his legacy. He has a strong legacy. So it's definitely long overdue, man.
Oh, okay. All right, well, fellas, this has been an education. I am glad you guys came on, helping us celebrate Indie Month here on the show. You guys got to come back, come back on this fall. Love to have both of you on together. And I'm going to get your number from the producer, Danny. I'm definitely going to talk to you about coming down week after next, because I'm going to be in the area, so I'd love to come see you, bro.
All right, man, let's do it.
All right, Luke Hawks and Danny Cage, Wildcat and Monster Factory, respectfully. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Y'all
Have
be
a good one, guys. Okay.
Peace.
Oh, man, it's always good to have guys on that really just know what they're talking about. I mean, not that we don't, but, I mean, those two, those two guys, especially during Indie Month, for all the indie cats to download this show or listen later on, you will really get an education by what those two guys just said.
Absolutely.
So, Mo, you don't sound too hot, man. What's the matter?
Oh, no, man. I'm good, man. like I said, I just a lot of treatment today, and the weather's extremely hot, and so I'm really just trying to wake up.
Oh, okay. Now, you got air conditioning at your house?
Yeah, I
okay.
do. My mom ain't ready to turn it on yet.
Yeah, like I said, I don't have no air conditioning at my house at all, and I believe every window in my house is painted shut. Now, last week, a few days ago, it just cooled off, thank God. We had like a mini heat wave here. It didn't even really get hot, but it had gotten into like the low 80s. And I mean, if you don't got no air in your house when it starts getting hot outside, it is a miserable trip.
Right.
I started to call 211 and say, look, I'm 51 years old. I do qualify as a senior. I need you to come pick me up and take me to a cooling center. That's miserable when when you in the crib and you ain't got no air conditioner, or for some reason it don't work or ain't turned on yet. Yeah, that'll make you want to cuss. Philip.
Yes, sir.
Your air conditioner running?
I got it running as we speak.
All right, we all coming to y'all. How hot is it out there in Lancaster?
Oh, it's not really hot at all. I just prefer to really have. I'd rather have a really cold room than a really hot room because it's just not fun.
Yeah.
But as far as the weather out here, it's a sunny 63 degrees.
Oh, okay. Oh, I haven't even told nobody, even made the announcement. Dream Mimi is in Atlanta today, attending her brother's wedding. That's why she's not with us tonight. So we wish Dreamy all the best out there in Atlanta. Congratulations to her brother. Nate and Stacy are getting married tomorrow, so she's like the wedding coordinator. So she's out there
nice.
in the
I bet
South
she's loving
in the ATL. Yeah, she's having a good time.
That's good.
And from what I understand, it's hot as hell in Atlanta. So.
Oh, you better believe that.
That it is.
It was like 80.
I imagine Mo is probably driven by Atlanta too, so he knows what it's hot. Even if it's hot out in Florida, it's got to be hot in Georgia too.
No, it was 89 yesterday. I know.
Yeah, it's
I think
extremely
it's
hot.
icky hot out there.
Yeah. So.
All right, so before we get to the next topic, Mo, you going down to Canada next week, huh, bro? How long are you going to be there?
5 days. I leave Tuesday afternoon, 4 o'clock, get into Halifax, Nova Scotia about 11:30. First show is Wednesday, and the last show is Sunday.
Now, are you taking flights everywhere, or how spread out is your itinerary?
I think I'm flying just the one day, fly in, and then I'm assuming that they're gonna have somebody pick me up and drive me to all the different towns. Yeah, because I know it ain't like doing no down south tour where you can get your map or your GPS and figure stuff out. You want a foreign country. Your ass going to be somewhere. Where the hell I'm at? Because when we would go overseas, we ain't get overseas and get rental cars trying to find a bunch of signs we didn't freaking understand. We got our asses on a bus. Yeah, we don't fool with them foreign countries. So, I'm glad. How spread out is your itinerary? Is it, you got a lot of mileage? The first show is the first town is about 5 hours south of the airport. Wow. The first show. So, I haven't really just looked at it. I've been concentrating on all this other stuff, man. Getting a bunch of other bookings and trying to get information out to a bunch of other different promoters, and got a lot going on, man. Got a lot going on, and want to have more going on, And at the same time, trying to pay attention to everything else that's going on in the business. So, it's going to be an interesting summer.
All right, well, I mean, hey, busy is good, but pace yourself. It's all going to be all good and work out.
But, yeah, I plan on it. I have to take it nice and slow. It's going to be different, man. It's going to be different. I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited. But at the same time, I still have reservations as well. Because I hadn't just been in a ring, on a regular basis. So, along with the excitement, there's a bit of anxiety too, because you don't want to go out. You want to go out there every night and put on a good showing, man. You don't want to go. You know what I mean? You don't want to go out there. You ain't been out in a long time and I just look horrible. You hear so many other horror stories, like the whole thing with Scott Hall this week. Showing up at a show the way he did. You don't want to show up at a show. And of course, you know me, I'm never going to show up at a show belligerent or drunk or nothing like that. But I'm using that as an example, saying you don't want to show up at a show, and not be able to perform at a certain level. You know what I mean? To where you embarrass yourself.
Well, one of the tricks is you have to realize for yourself that you're not the same person in the ring that you was in 1994. So ain't no sense going in trying to be that, because you ain't that. We all 20-some-odd years older, and we need to be mindful of that when we step in the ring to do anything.
Right. Yeah, so which me though, I totally agree with you. The problem there lies is tuning your mind into realizing that. You know what I mean? Because me, I've always been one of those that when I go there, I'm always trying to give it 150%. And I'm always trying to find that old feeling. You know what I mean? And here lately, when I walk out of it, I walk out of there thinking, man, I could have done so much more. You know what I mean? I say that I could have done so much more, but at the same time, I walk out there and the people were entertained. With the little bit that I did do. So, we live in a world, man. We live in a world where, you got people like Sami Zayn and Neville and guys that do 50 million in one high spots and, that are created with all this stuff. And so we live in a world where a lot of the wrestling fans, man, they're not into that old school style of wrestling.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So we go out there and we do that old school style of wrestling, and some fans piss on that, man. They, what I'm saying, they're so used to this is awesome and all that shit. You sitting out there and you done put somebody in a real chokehold or something, and you sitting there, you know what I'm saying, trying to build some sympathy or something, and they're like, this is boring, so, it's a different ball game now, man. It's a different ball game.
Well, all right, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but don't go out there trying to do stuff you ain't sure you can do or you know you can't, just because you're trying to please a bunch of fans.
I ain't gonna go do no moonsaults. I ain't gonna go do no moonsault.
You pointed out that, you know, you got to get your mind right and this, that, and the other. And I could appreciate that. But if your mind ain't right, physics going to teach your ass what you can and can't do. So you keep on going.
Yeah. I'll make it to the man. You know,
let me point out that fateful day. This was one of the last times. I think this was probably was the last time me, you, and Nelson was by a wrestling ring together. Do you remember what happened?
No.
Oh, yeah. You remember? You went out the ring the wrong way, you landed on your back, and you thought you was paralyzed for life, and so did I.
Oh, when I went over to that top rope at the time.
When you went over that top rope and landed on your back with no mat.
Yeah.
Now, I'll never forget that scream.
I don't think I ever recovered from that, man.
They had to cart his ass out on a stretcher. We got there. The doctors wouldn't tell us nothing. I'm cussing out the hospital staff. Nelson calming me down. And me and Nelson was by your hospital bed, and that was one of the last times we was together for we hadn't been together like that again until 2008. 2008, we got together in Pennsylvania. So it was like a damn movie. That was our last reunion for about 15 years.
Yeah. You're right. It was a while.
All right, so, yeah, I just bring that up to just remind you that even back in them days, and you were still relatively young, just to, you know, be careful out there. Woo! Yeah, the memories. Cookeville, Tennessee. All right. Anyway, I digress. Let us discuss what is it? Ring support, wrestling support. And when I mean wrestling support, I'm talking about referees, managers, valets, ring announcers, and such. How important, Mo, from a promoter standpoint, is for you to have a well-rounded show, and how important are all these people I just mentioned to the welfare of the product?
You'll have to say that again, bro.
Okay.
Mention the people again. I missed that part.
Referees, valets, ring announcers, commentators.
Okay. Well, as a promoter, I need a good ring announcer. A ring announcer is gonna keep the fans hyped up, you know, from one match to the next. I don't believe in doing that live commentating over the house mic during the show. I think that's ridiculous. Valets, it's okay to have one or two, you know, but they need to do something other than just walk somebody to the ring. You know, they you know, back in the day when woman walked a dude to the ring, you know, or when Alexander York walked a member of the York Foundation to the ring, you know, they play the intricate part in, you know, in the match itself. You know, referees got to know what they're doing, because a bad referee will kill a match, you know, quicker than two horrible wrestlers. You could take a real good referee and have two bad wrestlers that, you know, the referee can drive the boat, man, and, you know, help those guys put on a good match, just in the way that he performs in the ring. I worked the show last weekend where the card from top to bottom had good matches except one. You know, from top to bottom they had good matches, and everybody looked like they belonged in the wrestling ring. That's not to say that everybody should look like, you know, a Hollywood movie star or something. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that you could tell somebody that knows what they're doing simply by the way they enter the ring itself. You know, and so a well-rounded show, from your ring announcer, from your referee, to your workers, to your valet, to your female wrestlers. You know, if you put on a good show with that, you know, you stand a better chance when you come back, you know, to either retain the crowd that you had or get that crowd plus some more, because they went back and told their friends, yeah, you know, I don't watch that TV wrestling very much, but we went to this local show here in town, and, you know, they had some real good wrestlers, you know. And word of mouth it'll either spark you and increase your business, or it'll kill your business real quick, and it's all in the people that you have on the show.
No, okay.
Generally, it's just a bad idea to put somebody on your show that ain't ready. That generally is a bad idea.
Now, explain to everybody, you know, how pivotal the referee is to the outcome of a good wrestling match, because there are a lot of people that when they go to wrestling school, they don't have the aptitude to be, or the character chops to be an in-ring worker, but being a referee is just as important. So explain why that is.
Oh, well, man, it's very important, man. You know, I'll put it to you like this right here. This is the best example I can give you. The Montreal Screwjob wouldn't have been worth a damn without Earl Hebner. Point blank.
Right.
You know, the way he sold that is what made that so realistic, and you know, and that was like the killing point of it, man. The fact that he waited for a few seconds, then he just rung the bell. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a referee is highly important, man. You know, if you can't make it as a wrestler, you know, you might could be a referee. And if you look at WWE TV, Mike Chioda, for example, man, if you're a good referee and you keep your nose clean, that dude's been here almost 30 years, man.
Yeah, he has.
Hey guys, I'm going to step away for just a moment. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in just a moment. Okay?
All right, thanks. Yeah, that damn Mike Chioda, he's still there. Been there forever. Still damn near look the same. Mo?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Mike Chioda damn near look the same.
Right. You know, his weight goes up and down from year to year, but yeah, he does, man. And I'm surprised he's still there all this time, especially the weeds he smoked.
Right. Yeah, it's surprising what some people can get away with and some people can't. Well, I mean, I'm just, you know, it's just what people got to understand. I mean, it takes a whole cast the characters, not just WWE, but any show, whatsoever. And a lot of the guys, what Danny Cage was saying earlier, when you train and even when you get to a level to work on a show, if they're school-run shows, is, you learn how to take that ring apart, put that ring back together, unfold those chairs, load that truck, unload that truck, put up all the stuff that make a wrestling set. If that's what that promotion got, if they on that level, you learn how to do all that in wrestling school, and that helps build character. But when it's all set and you got a promotion that is big time, like WWE or Global Force, TNA, whatever, it takes a whole town to run that production. And all that's important. In other words, there's other jobs in professional wrestling than actually being a wrestler. And we were just talking about Mike Chioda being a referee, been there 30 years. Those people have a better chance of sticking around longer having their job than you, even as a top superstar, because you're the attraction. You come and go. You are there as long as you are putting asses in seats. When you ain't putting asses in seats no more, that's the end of your contract, the end of you. But as long as you keep your nose clean and you do your job right, being an engineer or working in TV production or anything like that, it's like any other job. You write your own ticket. The world is your oyster. You can be there as long as you want to be there. And so, wrestling support is just really important, because without them, there's no production without the people producing it, And we were just talking about the referee. The referee is the pivotal part about determining, who wins the matches, who loses. Referee got a lot of power, because if he decides to call for the bell, even though you're supposed to go over and he called for the bell, he might lose his job, but you damn sure lost that damn match. So, yeah, Yeah. Now, next week, our final show. Yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah, no, next week, our final show to tie all this in together, we're going to be talking to Connor Body of Hood Slam, which is an up-and-coming promotion out on the West Coast, and a couple of other ones. We are actually going to be talking about the promotion part of having an independent. We're going to concentrate the whole 2 hours on talking to promoters about the promotional part of the business. We talked about character. We talked about in-ring. We're talking tonight about wrestling support. But we're going to talk about what does it really, really take from top to bottom to make in this climate. You're not going to compete with WWE. That should not be your goal. But what it takes to have a successful money-making, you making a living every month for years and years and years, independent promotion. I wish I could get Jerry Lawler or even Burt Prentice on this show, but we'll see. I know we're going to have, a couple of promoters that I know, but, yeah, we're gonna definitely, and I know Mo know all about that, because that's Mr. Wrestler / promoter of the South. I don't know, I don't know why he don't have a global force of Tennessee going on, but I guess it'll come. But, yeah, these guys know all about that. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on what's going on with TNA, man?
Yeah, I understand that, honestly, I really can't give an opinion about it simply because I never really watched TNA. One of the reasons why we rarely ever discuss it on this show is I don't watch it. If I had a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire question name one of these guys who's not in TNA, I would totally lose if I couldn't get the audience to help me. Because I don't know. I have no freaking clue. But what I have heard was Destination America has dropped the program. Now, if Destination America is going to drop TNA, but there's going to be a second season of Wrestling with Disaster, what does that say about TNA?
Say that again?
I guess Wrestling with Disaster, no, that's on WGN, I'm sorry. Destination America to drop TNA. They didn't cancel it. This is the rumor I'm hearing, but then I read something today that says that that's just a rumor, that neither TNA nor Destination America that made a formal announcement, unless something changed. Has there been a formal announcement from either one of those to your knowledge?
I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, well, no, I've read in several Facebook posts that say that it was canceled. And if it is canceled, do you watch it at all? Have you been keeping up? Hello? Hello?
Say that again? Say that again?
Have you been keeping up with TNA?
Just a little bit, especially since MVP came in there. So, just a little bit. Not a lot, man. Not a lot.
So from what you've seen, in your opinion, why do you, if Destination America is canceling it, why do you think they getting rid of it?
There's just no excitement there, man.
Okay. Are they selling any? I mean, to your knowledge, are they even selling any tickets for their house shows, or they on tour no more, or what? Well, I mean, what's the deal with that?
You can see that they were having problems when they just canceled this last. I think Japanese tour, man.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people were hot about that, man. That's overseas.
Yeah, when you supposed to go overseas, and I mean when you know you're going overseas, you really start counting that money to do some life-changing things in your life during that period of time. So I can imagine, how people would feel, knowing that that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, with TNA being canceled, from what you've heard, because I know you keep your ear to the ground way better than I do, is Jeff Jarrett's product going to make some noise? What do you think?
It's already making noise. They ain't even on the air yet, but they making noise. They've been making noise since he announced the new company, man, and been going state to state, country to country, gobbling up talent. Did you missed their pay-per-view in January?
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah, they had Jim Ross doing commentary, and so he's gobbling up some people that's out there that can make his product, something. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of getting a TV deal.
And with the way he's going, is that pretty imminent? You think he'll get it? And when I say TV deal, I mean I'm talking about even a cable station is fine, but a cable station is going to matter.
No, they need a national TV deal.
Okay.
Yeah, they need a national TV deal. I mean, if they're gonna compete in any way, shape, or form, they need a national
TV. Based on the climate, do you think they'll get it even on trial run right now? I mean, do they have the star power, and are they developing a product to get that, in your opinion, from what you've heard or seen?
You know what, man? They got some star power out there. I mean, there were some folks that were out there at WWE ago, years ago that, AJ Styles is out there. Luke Gallows is out there, and if this stuff with TNA is true, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have the Hardy Boys. You're gonna have, MVP. The Dudley Boys are still up there. Robert Roode, who's an awesome talent, is out there. I mean, there's some talent out there, man. It's just it's just a matter of I think it's just a matter of a TV deal, and it's just a matter of if they're gonna go in there and they're gonna put on a hellacious wrestling show, or if they're gonna put on a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean?
No. Okay.
Non-sequential bullshit is what kills what was killing TNA.
No, okay. I'll get back to this in a second. Are you celebrating Red Nose Day?
Say again?
Are you celebrating Red Nose Day?
No, I don't know nothing about it.
Okay, yeah, today is Red Nose Day. Embarrassingly, I really don't have a clear idea of what it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to fight kid hunger or something.
Okay.
And watching the Red Nose Day special, it's a 3-hour special on NBC, and they were selling these red noses at CVS and Walgreens and the different places where you put a red nose on, I guess today. But none of these celebrities are wearing a red nose. I mean, they're all on here and they're having a good time, but nobody's wearing a freaking red nose.
Man, I guess I don't keep up with TV enough to know what's going on, man, these days.
Yeah, no, I'll make sure I catch at least a half hour of the news every day just to make sure it's not the end of the world. But short of that, yeah, I'm with you.
Man, you know something that I'm frustrated about?
What's that?
And I don't mind saying it. How is it, man, that everybody else under the sun, continue to get opportunities, and then there's others that can't even get an opportunity.
Who are we talking about?
Well, I'm just speaking hypothetically. People, when you talk to somebody about a job or a position, right?
Mm-hmm.
They always try to refer you to, the website and refer you to the resume bullshit. When and I know that, half the motherfuckers is working in the back as agents or whatever, ain't carrying no resume, ain't with all that bullshit.
Let me tell you why. If I'm you, I wouldn't worry about it. And this is fantastic. This is fantastic. What I'm gonna tell you. You personally, look at you. You going to Canada next week on a tour and all that stuff like that, and you got other stuff going on coming up. It's gonna be an exciting summer. You make your own opportunities. You are a paramount example of how if opportunities don't come your way, they don't knock on your door or whatever, you get on the phone, you get on the computer, you get out there and hustle, you contact people and let them know, hey, you know what, I'm still alive, and despite rumors that you have heard, I can still do X, Y, and Z. You're making your own opportunities. You doing stuff that other people can dream about doing even still, and your legacy is still very much alive. So you make your own opportunities, you creating your own destiny, and whatever God got for you, He is giving it to you on a silver platter. So that's how you do it. You do that. Opportunities come your way the way you doing it. You are creating your own shit right now.
Okay.
And I'm proud of you, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I'm not, just for the record, what I'm trying to create is not just for me. It's for all of us. The biggest piece right now, with what I'm trying to do is have within arm's length, man. That's why it was easy for me and Nelson to make it, man, because we lived in the same house, so we was always going to the same places. You know what I mean? It wasn't I'm going and I'll meet you there, or you know what I mean, and hope that he show up. It was we're going there together. We're gonna show up there together. Or just like with bookings, somebody called me and they say, okay, I want you. Is Oscar coming? And I'm thinking, I'm sure he will come. And then when I say, well, yeah, he'll come. You got to fly him out of Chicago, or whatever. And then that's when you start talking about, they're already working on a budget. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't trying to buy no plane tickets if they can help themselves. It's just very hard for me to go from North Carolina to Florida by way of Chicago.
Well, FYI, it's $61 on the mega bus to get to Charlotte that morning or the day before, so we could pile in the car and go to Timbuktu. You just got to let a nigga know.
Yeah, I'll do that from now on. I forgot all about the megabus, man.
I forget about it, but if I don't know what's going on until I read about it on Facebook, then it's way too late.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it just goes back to that whole. It just ain't even worth the conversation unless it's locked down and worked out. You remember how you say, man, once you get everything locked down, then call me, tell me about it. Because I don't know about you. That is so aggravating and frustrating. To be told about something and then it falls through, because it's kind of like you ordering a half a chicken. You know what I'm saying? And you sitting there waiting for the half a chicken, and then after sat there for 20 minutes, they come back and say, Gerard, we're sorry to tell you, we out of chicken. And you said, well,
that was
just give me a double order of shrimp. We're out of shrimp too, Mr. Gerard.
That actually happened to me. That actually happened to me at a restaurant not too long ago, and I was ready to cuss them folks out.
Right.
Yeah. Can I get the chicken? Matter of fact, I can tell you how it happened. You ordered there's a food ordering service. So you order all this stuff, your stomach growling, your mouth all tuned up. Then it sent you a text message talking about your food on its way. Then the phone ring, and then they'd be like, the restaurant just called us to tell us we ain't got so-and-so. And you'd be like, son of a bitch!
Right.
Hey, guys, I'm back. Just sorry it took so long.
All right. We was talking about disappointments in life, like ordering food and then the pizza place call you and tell you they ain't got no more damn pizza.
Yeah, we only have our share of disappointments. What if they told you, Oscar, that they didn't have any more fried chicken?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, roll up the Popeyes an hour and a half before they close. The ghetto Popeyes, I'll tell you that in a minute. We ain't got no more chicken. So what the hell y'all still doing? No, I'm sorry. What the fuck y'all still doing open? Oh, y'all gonna sell us some coleslaw and some biscuits? That's what the hell y'all still got the light bulb for? Y'all don't got no
and
damn
some mashed
chicken.
taters and gravy.
And take y'all asses home. I can get a fountain pop from 7-Eleven, you bastards. The hell you mean y'all ain't got no chicken? You're Popeyes, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's right. I was looking forward to the Roscoe chicken and waffles. We're going to have to do that again next time you guys come out this way.
Yeah, we going to find it next time, but that was some bullshit. I don't know what the, oh my God. What we got, yeah, even GPS had us going the wrong way. I'm telling you, I'm sitting at McDonald's eating chicken McNuggets. Every nugget I bit, I was pissed off because it wasn't a Roscoe's chicken leg.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely not the same.
I'm like, oh my God, this is some bull. Yeah, you get your mouth tuned up for something, but then you don't get it. So yeah, Mo, I understand what you're talking about, baby boy. Yeah, you're supposed to do something. They tell you doing it, you ain't counting the money. And just like we was talking about just now about them canceling that TNA tour in Japan. Because see, you make a nice coin when you go over there to Japan. So they tell you going, you know, you done counted that money in your mind, and you, I'm gonna make me about 8 or 9 car payments or buy me a car. I'm finna put an addition to the house. I'm finna put an air conditioner unit, you know, because it's broken in the back. I'm finna go to Japan. It's all good. Then they call you back and say, you no come to Japan. You no coming. No, you don't come in. Or canceled. You be like, look, you slutty-eyed bastard. I had that money counted up. All right, I digress. All right. What was we talking about? Did you guys watch? We were talking about death and disappointment. Nah, I didn't see it. Fill us in, because we don't have the Raw report tonight, so you can tell us what happened.
Man, I don't know. We're going to have to go to the Professional Wrestling Encyclopedia. Felix,
I don't know if all that, but...
Yeah, we don't have the WWE report tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a look back at what we saw Monday night on Monday Night Raw. Here he is, Dreamy Felix.
I don't know about all that dreamy shit, but well, they announced the participants of the Elimination Chamber coming up at the end of the month. One is going to be for the Intercontinental Championship, the vacated one that Daniel Bryan let go, and then the other one is going to be for the Tag Team Championship. I like the idea of both of them because you've never seen a tag team inside, and you're giving the younger guys an opportunity to get in there. Come to think of it, I'm going to stop myself here for a second because I believe old Dreamy's calling in. Is that you, Dreamy?
How you guys doing?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Oh,
you saved me, Dreamy.
Huh?
You saved me, Dreamy, because they were going to call me Dreamy Felix and make me do the report. I'm like, I don't think so. I'm not about that dreamy shit, but I'll try.
I'm out here in Georgia, busy, getting ready for my brother's wedding tomorrow.
Well, that is awesome and fantastic. How is the weather down there in Georgia?
Actually, it's pretty cool right now.
Oh, okay.
Now, I'm surprised. I stepped outside the house.
The question was, did you see Monday Night Raw the other night? You didn't see it?
No.
Okay. All right, well, Phyllis will tell us about Monday Night Raw. So, the tag team in the Elimination Chamber is the New Day versus who?
Actually, no. They're involved, but you're looking at guys like, of course, Tyson and Cesaro, the Lucha Dragons, the Los Matadores, Primetime Players, the Ascension. I think that covers everybody. Yeah.
Wait, the Usos, man.
Wait, the New Day is the champion. The New Day.
Yeah, and the New Day. I'm sorry. They're in it too. They're the champs. Duh. Hello.
Okay. I'm going to say.
No, I'm like, Mo, where's the Usos? Right.
Well, one of the Usos are injured, so, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, one of the Usos got taken out, so the other one, I'm not sure if he's taking a break or what. But
all right, so
they're out of the contention for now.
Dreamy with all those
the New
tag
Day,
teams.
Lucha Dragons, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, Primetime Players, The Ascension, Los Matadores, and we saw the debut on Monday Night Raw of Kevin Owens, a.k.a. Kevin.
Are they all in there at the same time?
What's that?
Are they all in there at the same time?
Oh, as far as the chamber goes, there's 4 pods, and 2 teams start out in the ring.
All right, so Dreamy, with all them teams vying for the title, does the New Day drop the strap at Elimination Chamber?
More than likely, yes.
To who?
I can't really see them hanging on to it anyway. I was surprised
So
they got it.
Who they dropping it to?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I think maybe the Primetime Players, because they're giving them a big push now with the millions of dollars.
Yeah. Hold on. No, wait. No, let me help you, and Mo gonna back you up. Ain't no 2 African and American teams coming from one. They're giving the hell no.
Hell no.
Back to back, right?
Maybe the Lucha Dragons.
No.
Hell to the dude.
No. You can only push one set
They did
of
also
niggas
announce the
at a time.
participants in the IC one. They also announced the new participants in the Intercontinental one as well, which is going to be Sheamus, Ryback, Truth, Barrett, Rusev, and Ziggler.
All right, Dreamy, your prediction. Who gonna take the Intercontinental belt out of all those?
I think she might go with her boy Sheamus. What you think, Mimi?
No, see, I would like to see Sheamus get it, but I don't think he's gonna get it.
So who's gonna get it?
Honestly, I think it's between Ziggler and King Barrett.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So
And
what else you got?
We also saw the split of Rusev and Lana. Lana basically was kicked to the curb by Rusev. He blamed her for losing to Cena. And looks like she hooked up with Ziggler after she gave him a nice big old smooch. And I think there's going to be something between those two later. But they also announced that after Kevin Owens totally destroyed Cena on Raw, they're going to have a match at Elimination Chamber. Also, the WWE title is going to be up for for grabs between Rollins and Ambrose.
Right.
And the Divas title will be up. Nikki Bella defends against Naomi and Paige.
Naomi. Yep.
It's her time.
Okay.
I think so.
All right. Let's pick it apart. Dreamy, Rollins and Ambrose. Does Rollins retain?
Yes.
Okay.
Where the Orton and Reigns go and all that?
They haven't announced them yet, but when Stephanie made her return to television, she basically made it clear that those boys are going to the back of the line. Maybe new feuds opening up for them, but they haven't actually decided what they're going to do with them yet.
Wow. All right. I'm lost. Okay. So Reigns and Orton. They can't have an elimination chamber without having them two in it.
Unless one of those two take out one of the ones in either the tag team or the IC title match, they don't have a match at Elimination Chamber just yet.
All right, Dreamy, does Nikki Bella retain, or are they going to give it to Naomi?
Now, that one I really don't know. I would like to see Naomi get it, definitely.
Yeah, it's her time.
I don't know. I think so, too, but I don't know if they're going to actually give it to her.
They might just bump it back to Paige.
That would really suck.
Yeah, that really would suck, yeah.
I'd rather see Nikki keep it than Paige get it again.
Well, what about the match between Cena and Owens, guys? I mean, you guys are familiar with Kevin Owens, right? Oscar, Mo?
Yeah, okay, now, how realistic was him damn near going over on Cena like that? How realistic was that? Anybody got any thoughts on that?
Well, what happened is that it was Cena's United States Challenge, as he normally does each week, and Owens came out and says, look, we're going to fight, but it's going to be on my terms, not yours. And I've got a more prestigious title than what you got. And he kicks him in the gut and power bombs him through the mat and leaves the title there and kind of steps on it and holds his title up high over Cena laid out. And they go backstage to Triple H and him talking later in the night, and Triple H announces that they've got a match at Elimination Chamber. Now, fast forward to last night, they saw the debut of Samoa Joe, who's now in NXT and looks to possibly be the next challenger up for Kevin Owens' title now that Sami Zayn's out of the picture.
I got it. Now, does Samoa Joe...
You know he don't have a full-time contract, though.
No, he does not. It's not a full-time one right now. They're kind of trying it out and trying him out with some things and see how it goes. And they are hoping everything goes well so they can offer him a full-time deal.
Now, what I did see that I thought was absolutely ridiculous, did you see that nonsense with Bo Dallas?
Yes.
Oh, my God. They had Bo Dallas come out and basically tried to make him like a heel.
Yeah.
He was coming at Neville because he's jealous that Neville took his title in NXT, and now Neville's come up the roster and has been, doing fairly well. So Mr. Bowley, Mr. Positive Attitude came out and actually was negative, and it just did not work at all. It was nonsense.
I don't think there's nothing they can do for that guy.
No.
It's gonna work.
He came out with the same goofy, stupid look on his face, talking about, he was trying to be positive in a sarcastic way, and then it just did not work. It was just a mess.
And all of this, what is going on, or what is going to happen? What is the deal with Bray Wyatt and all this? Anybody?
I don't know I never know what they're going to do with him.
Honestly,
I don't have
people say that he got a really bad rap going into the match with The Undertaker, but in reality, I really feel like he pushed his star power to the next level, because if you think about it, he basically, that whole thing revolved around all of his promos. Taker never was around, and don't get me wrong, right. I'm a Taker fan, true and true. But that whole feud between those two was built off of those promos from Bray Wyatt. He can get some of the best promos out there, but as far as who to put him up against, they try to put him up against Ryback. That don't look like it's going to work. I mean, as far as what's left for him, maybe give him a title, maybe give him a faction, maybe a ministry type deal.
Look, man. Look, putting anybody against Ryback is, to me, the same damn thing as putting anybody against the Big Smoke. And y'all already know how I feel about the Big Smoke.
Yeah.
Nothing good's gonna come out of it, man. They pushed that guy to the moon when CM Punk was the champion.
Yeah, he did.
All right, so this seems to be problematic. Bray Wyatt is by far one of the best characters that they have. Point blank, period. Cutting promos, character, and he's an awesome in-ring worker to be his size on Husky Harris. So what now? Where does he go? What do you do with him? You cannot waste this opportunity.
Well, there ain't enough room at the top, man.
Nah, you
so
right.
What you do is you keep them in the wings, man, like they did with Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? Right now,
yeah.
You know, when you see Bray Wyatt, it's because, you know, he's up to no good. You know, whenever his ass appears, there's some evil doings going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that with all the good he do with promos and all that stuff, I don't think they've let him win enough, man. You know what I mean?
With no room at the top. Here, check this out.
I don't think they've let him win enough stuff, man.
With no room at the top, you don't know what to do with him, and you done and Roman Reigns, obviously he ain't ready, you know, for to be built up as a single. Was it a mistake to break those factions up? Because when you had the factions, when he was with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, they had plenty to do. When the Shield was all together, they had plenty to do every week. They weren't going for no titles, really. They weren't trying to do whatever. They were just disruptive forces. Isn't that a better role for them to play?
Yeah, it does seem like once they broke everybody up, they trying to scramble and trying to figure out what to do with them.
Because individually, you're right. Individually, you got too many top guys, too many single competitors vying for the same thing, and everybody can't sing on the same mic. But like I said, when they were all together, you every week you had something. They didn't even have to have a reason to do what they did. They just did it and it worked.
And now my question is, what the heck are they doing with Neville?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be falling to the mid card pretty soon if he hasn't already.
Oh man,
yeah, I mean
the guy just got there.
And they got him there, and they were putting him over, and then they were even giving him like matches with top guys and like letting him really hold his own, and then they turn around and seem like they bringing him down already.
That's just like what they did with the Ascension. The Ascension came in, and you thought that they were going to be the tag team to beat for the next 2 years, and then now all of a sudden nothing.
Yeah, but them guys work rate is horrible, man. I mean
the Ascension?
It's horrible. Now with Neville, man, they left you with a cliffhanger when they put him against John Cena. You know, because they had that spectacular match, and then he caught Cena with his finish, and then before he could get the win, you know, here comes Rusev. You know, I think what they have to do when you bring them in hot like that, you have to slow them down, because you know they're not gonna push them straight to the top. You know what I mean? Not, you know, because if they push them straight to the top, you know, they're looking at down the road. You know, 5 years from now when Randy Orton can't do nothing, when Cena's done. You know what I mean? That's what they looking for. You know, they looking for somebody that can excite people right now, that they can slowly build a name with later on down the road. You know, because they could always light a fire under anybody. You know it. You know, you can get beat every night, and then all of a sudden, 1 week something triggers in your head. You know, that motivates you to either be more aggressive or, you know, to take it more serious. And then you go on a streak. And the beautiful thing about Neville is the guy's got so much talent. You know, he does so many fantastic things that it'll be easy to catapult him to the top. But they have to be careful about it. You remember they did that. They rushed what's his name, and then he couldn't stop smoking. He couldn't stop failing drug tests. Evan Bourne. That's what I was thinking about.
So basically, you're saying they just, right now, all they trying to do is find the next Cena?
Yeah, that's what they're looking for.
For later.
Yeah, for later. Yeah. That's what they're looking for. You know, because it's always one person. Believe it or not, it's always one person. And then everybody else are just, you know, I mean, just like with Hogan. It was one person. It was Hogan. You know, just like with Stone Cold. It was Stone Cold. You know, then The Rock. And then, you know, it was always one person. You know what I mean? And then everybody else were, you know, filled in the puzzle. So, yeah.
Hey, guys, I do want to let you know we do have a caller calling in. Shall we go ahead and take the call?
Sure.
See what kind of questions they may have for you guys. All right, you're on the air with Oscar, Sir Mo, and Dreami Mimi.
Oscar, guys, how are you?
I'm great. Who's calling?
My name's Frankie. I've listened to a couple of your guys' episodes. I'm a fan of Pipe Bomb and Not Your Mama's Radio.
Okay. Hey, what can
awesome,
we do for you right, my man? Thanks for calling.
Oh, it's my pleasure, man. I'm really a big fan. I appreciate one of my favorite shows is the tribute show you guys did to King Mabel. I thought that was really good.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, my question is this. I heard there was a rumor that when Mabel won the King of the Ring that he was given a belt. Was that rumor true, or is that just a myth that there was a King of the Ring belt?
That is a urban legend. What actually happened was Nelson wanted something more than just a crown and a cape.
Uh-huh.
And so one night he sat down and he sketched out a belt, and there was a belt created.
Oh wow!
There was a belt created, not necessarily be used on television, but there was a belt created, and somebody out there in pro wrestling land purchased that belt from Nelson some years back.
Oh,
but there was an actual belt created.
It wasn't on TV. It wasn't on TV. What did they use it for?
Well, you know, it was never used on TV.
No, what did they use it? What did they do with it? Well, I mean, they just had it.
I guess it was just more or less a trophy.
Oh, okay.
You know,
wow.
But someone purchased it from Nelson a few years back. But
yeah, I heard about that rumor, man, and I always was dying to call in the show, and then I finally had enough guts to do it today. And thank you guys for doing the show, and keep doing what you guys are doing, and we're listening to you.
That's a great question, because that's a great question, dude. Because I did not know that. Thanks for calling.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. My pleasure. Thank you guys so much.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, that's a pretty good question, because I honestly did not know that.
I will, when we get off the phone,
yeah,
I will send you a text message, Oscar.
Okay.
That shows you what the belt looked like. Of course, we modified it for the Sir Mo Ultimate 8 Invitational. But it'll give you an idea of what the belt looked like. In the center plate, it had that King of the Ring crown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no. Wow.
Yeah, the belt was made, but they never allowed them to use it on TV.
Oh, okay. Well, it just goes to show, you get in good with the company for a few minutes. There was no limits to what you can get back then.
Well, the thing about it is, man, with that company, it's apparent that, it just seems like once you in, you in. You know what I mean? To a certain extent. But to a certain extent. So some
hey
people
guys.
are in no matter what they do.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I just wanted to let you know, Frankie, who called in right now, he actually just sent me a picture of the original belt. Apparently, in the picture of Nelson holding it up and his Big Vis character. But wow, okay. I didn't even know. I'd never even heard about it. And I remember when he won the King of the Ring, and I remember the whole speech he made, Sir Mo and everything. And wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just out of curiosity, just for a trivia's sake, how long was that speech?
Was the King of the Ring speech?
Yeah.
Shit, man. Almost 8 or 9 minutes.
Yeah.
It was drawn out, man. Good God.
Mimi, you still there?
It was drawn out.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, yeah. Now, just to bring you up to speed, 1995, Mabel won the King of the Ring. He was crowned King of the Ring. And Mo had to do the coronation speech. I mean, if you turn on certain TV stations, he's still on there doing it today. That's how long it was. Did they write that for you, or did they just let you go on like that?
Huh?
Did they write that for you, or did they just let you just go on like that?
Oh no. They had it written in this big scroll, man. Had to open up the scroll and read it, man. I had to rehearse that thing, man, for 4 hours that day. They made me rehearse it and say it back to them for 4 hours. They'd be like, "No, you got to say it slower." I want to read it. Hear ye. This proclamation, blah 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 blah. I'm going to read it fast now. They made me slow it down.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it was.
But
it was quite a speech.
It was long enough that it was annoying enough that it gave the fans time to pelt us with ice and bottles, and they was hitting us with everything, man. Nelson got hit in the head with a cup of ice.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that. Those were the days.
Yeah. So.
All right. Next week we are going to be rounding up and wrapping up Indie Month. We are going to be talking about the art of the deal next week, the promotion, the promoter's promoter. We're gonna round up Khan Abadi from Hood Slam, up and coming promotion where they actually smoke weed in the locker room and in the ring and in the audience, and it's catching a lot of attention out there in the Bay Area. And we're going to find out from Sir Mo. Well, Sir Mo, anyway, he's going to be in Canada, so he may not be with us next Thursday.
Yeah.
But we're gonna find out what it takes to make a good promotion from a promoter standpoint. What does it take to make money? Do you have to have been a pro wrestler to start a promotion? Do you have to know the wrestling business or just business? We're going to answer all these questions and more next Thursday. The fastest 2 hours of radio has once again come to an end. Mo, you be safe down there in Canada. To all the Canadian fans that I said hi, enjoy that Jig's dinner. Mimi, you enjoy the wedding tomorrow. Felix, you are going towards your goal. We pulling for you. Not Your Mama's Radio Show. I am Oscar of Men on a Mission. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
$4.95 and he's built to last. So let the